Everybody was sending out pictures of, be it Mount Umina, Mount Diablo, you name it. Everyone was obscured. Oh my gosh, we're having an earthquake. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. This is a good one. All right.
That was a good one.
That was a big one.
That
was a big one.
6:49 a.m.
6:49. That was a big one. All right. I'm going to throw it back to you guys because I think we have.
So good morning. You are on the morning show here at WGOD with Rebecca and Daniel. Rebecca, how are you this morning?
I'm doing wonderful. How about you, Daniel?
I'm doing fantastic.
All except there was a little shaking a little bit ago.
A little shaking.
About that. Yeah.
It was more like a lot of shaking. That was a massive earthquake.
But we have a top story this morning. They are saying that a man who some call the Son of God, he was crucified 3 days ago and buried in a borrowed tomb. Have you ever heard of such?
Not a borrowed one.
Oh, I know, but he's gone missing. Who goes missing?
I don't know.
Yeah, right.
Well, we were told that his tomb was sealed and guarded. So I'm not sure how someone can be missing if it's sealed and guarded. But the body was discovered missing at dawn, so by two women who claimed to have known him.
Yeah, wow. We are going to go to our own Sarah. She is live right now to get some witnesses to tell us about this story.
Yes, thank you, Rebecca and Daniel. As you said, this man was crucified 3 days ago and placed in this tomb. Well, as you can see, the tomb is empty. Here with me now, I have Mary Magdalene, and I'm sorry, what was your name?
I'm the other Mary, and you are wrong. He's not missing. He's alive.
Yes, dear. The angel has come to us, and he has said he is risen. He is alive.
Well, can you all tell me what this man means to you?
When I was living a life full of sin and guilt and shame, he cleansed me, and he made me new. He taught me to repent and to turn to him when I'm feeling weak and tempted, and that he would be strong, and that with him I could face anything because he is strong.
And to you, Mary Magdalene?
Yes, I've spent my whole life feeling unwanted, unworthy, and alone. But never again, he said, no matter what I face, he will be there to help me get through it. I feel a love and a joy from him that I've never felt before.
Wow. Well, you all have heard it here first. Back to you in the studio.
So thank you so much, Sarah, for that. This is definitely interesting, isn't it?
Yes. More and more, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So we will have more on that developing story.
I can't, two women have such a witness to what he's done for him.
I know.
And now he's missing.
So hopefully we'll find out more about what's going on and who this man actually is.
That's right.
So we'll have more on this story after our sponsors.
Are you tired of the same bread every day? Is your bread too thick? Is it too light and flavorful? Then try unleavened bread. It's so flat, it's so dry, so tasty. Try it. Delicious. And it's great for that all-kosher diet that we are on. Unleavened bread. Start your day the holy way.
Wow, Daniel, we might have to try some of that bread one day.
It sounds delicious.
I don't
Absolutely
know about
delicious.
That. I'm not for sure. I'm not really convinced. Are you?
And I would try it.
No.
I'm not afraid.
So have you heard of the new stall they opened?
Yes, for the
Delta
camels.
I'm telling you, that's great. That's
Absolutely.
great. We'll have to get somebody to go do a live interview on
Absolutely,
that. That'd be
yes,
wonderful.
We will.
So you all, if you're just joining us, we have a developing story of a man who seems to have gone missing. I still don't get that, from a tomb. I don't understand
that.
Though some say he's not missing, he in fact is alive. Have you ever heard of such a story?
No.
We've got the
No.
best stories here sometimes, guys, but this
Absolutely.
one just keeps getting better.
So we're going to go back to our field reporter, Sarah, who is still on the scene. Sarah, are you there?
Yes, our story tonight is about a man whom I've been told whose name is Jesus. He was crucified 3 days ago and placed here in this tomb. Well, as you still see, the body is missing. Here with me now, I have a man who claims to have been close to this man named Jesus. Sir, what is your name?
My name is Lazarus, and yes, I know Jesus.
Well, can you tell me what this man means to you?
Well, I was dead, seriously dead, in the tomb for 4 days. My family thought there was no hope, but then Jesus, he came, and I heard his voice. He said, Lazarus, come forth. Well, here I am. I'm alive. What else can I say? Woo!
Praise you, Lord. Yes.
Well, folks, you heard that. This man was dead for 4 days, and this man Jesus brought him out of the tomb. What?
That same man Jesus, he saved my life.
Excuse me? Ma'am, who might you be?
Well, I was a woman of many sins, and I was at this well, and this man named Jesus showed up, and he began to tell me about all the things that I had ever done in my life. And he said, and him being a Jewish man and me a Samaritan woman, he asked me for a drink of water. And I'm not really sure why he asked me for a drink of water, because he didn't even have anything to hold the water with. But he began to tell me, if you only knew the gifts of God, he said, and who it was that asked you for a drink of water, you would be asking me for a drink of, he called it living water.
Living water. Well, what in the world did you do?
Well, he also told me, if you drink of the water from that well that you just drew from, he said, you're surely going to thirst again. But he said, if you drink of the living water that I will give you, he said, you will never thirst again. And because he had told me all the things that I'd ever done in my life without me telling him anything, I perceived him to be a prophet of the living God.
Wow. Well, this man Jesus sure seems like the man to know. Back to you in the studio.
Wow, that's just amazing to me.
That's
Died, crucified, buried in a tomb, and now they can't find him. And they say he's alive. They say he's alive.
I know but thought about the man was the one she interviewed was dead for 4 days.
and is alive.
This man.
I seen him. Did you see him?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I saw him as
seen
as you
yeah.
did. He was there.
Yeah. Wow.
This
something
man.
else. This story just gets better and better and better.
I know. This man must be something.
Yeah.
So we're going to have more on this story as it unfolds for sure.
And we'll be back in just a few minutes. We have a special singer tonight, or this morning, Janetta, in our studio. If you all would make her welcome.
As she made her way to Jesus, she stumbles through the tears that made her blind. She felt such pain. Some spoke in anger, heard folks whisper, there's no place here for her kind. Still on she came, through the shame that flushed her face, until at last she knelt before his feet. And though she spoke no words, everything she said was heard, as she poured her love for the Master from her box of alabaster. So I've come to pour my praise on him like oil from Mary's alabaster box. So don't be angry if I wash his feet with my tears and dry them with my hair. You weren't there the night he found me. You did not feel what I felt when he wrapped his love all around me. And you don't know the cost of the oil in my alabaster box. I can't forget the way life used to be. I was a prisoner to the sin that had me bound. And I spent my days, I poured my life without measure into a little treasure box I thought I'd found. Until the day when Jesus came to me and he healed my soul with the wonders of his touch. So now I'm giving back to him all the praise he's worthy of. I've been forgiven, and that's why I love him so much. I've come to pour my praise on him like oil from Mary's alabaster box. So don't be angry if I wash his feet with my tears and dry them with my hair. You weren't there the night he found me. You did not feel what I felt when he wrapped his loving arms around me. And you don't know the cost of the oil. You don't know the cost of my praise. No, you don't know the cost of the oil in my alabaster box.
Hello.
Wow, what a moving song. Absolutely powerful.
That was beautiful.
Beautiful.
Yes. Yes. We still have news coming in since we were on that little break with our singer today. I still can't believe, if you're just joining us, we have learned that a man's body has went missing, just completely gone. They have no clue. Missing from a borrowed tomb. It just amazes me.
I know.
They say, some speculate that his body was taken. Who would take a body?
I don't know.
We can't figure this out. That's why it's just mind-blowing.
I know. But keep in mind, Rebecca, we are learning that there are quite a few people, so as we get this call coming in, that believe he is alive.
So many people.
I know.
Yeah.
So we're going to go back to Sarah, who is still at the scene with another witness.
Yes, I'm standing here with these young children. Excuse me, young man, can you tell me how you know this man named Jesus?
Hello. I met Jesus at one of his teachings, and that day he was teaching for a pretty long time. It was way into the afternoon. Everyone got hungry. No one brought any food, except for me that I know of. But anyways, I brought like 5 loaves of bread and like 2 little fish. He comes up to me, asks to see it, so I give it to him. You won't believe the next part. He prays over it, and he feeds everyone. I mean everyone. Everyone. Over 5,000 people.
You mean to tell me that this Jesus took such a small offering that you had and turned it into so much more?
He let us come to him when the adults wouldn't.
He showed us so much love.
Back to you all in the studio.
This story just keeps getting more and more interesting.
I know. 5,000 people?
With 5 loaves and 2 fish.
Wow.
This man is something else.
Yeah.
So
we
anyway,
need to know more about this Jesus.
Absolutely.
Yes,
we're going to actually
yes.
interview someone now. So here in the studio, we have with us Joseph of Arimathea. Welcome. So can you tell us your side of all this?
Yes. The tomb that Jesus laid in did in fact belong to me. We took his body, Nicodemus and I, and got it ready for the burial. Everything was perfect. There couldn't have been a way someone could have stole his body.
So you're telling us, and you want us to believe you, that this man, Jesus, was dead. When you all put him in there, he was dead. Sealed the tomb, dead.
Yes, he was, but I do truly believe he is risen.
Okay.
Well,
Joseph, thank you. More developing stories and yet fascinating facts after these words from our sponsors.
Absolutely.
Hey, folks. Next time you're out and about, you're looking for a good place to eat, come on down to Bartholomew's Barbecue, home of the world-famous spicy barbecue goat meat. We've got everything. We've got quail, we've got bull, we've got a little of everything, and you've got to try our world-famous onion and fig sauce. So I don't care if you're out in the fields of working or if you're in the temple of worshiping. You need to come on down and try Bartholomew's Barbecue, where the food is great and the fellowship's even better.
So welcome back. Have you been to Bartholomew's Barbecue?
No.
Oh.
That sounds gross.
Oh, it's delicious.
I don't even
Spicy
get the
goat
unleavened-
meat?
Oh, I do the unleavened bread first. Yeah.
Why not
get past
both?
that.
Why not both?
No.
Spicy goat meat on the unleavened bread.
What were those things he said was some kind of fig sauce?
Onion and fig sauce.
That's so gross.
Now that is different. Yes.
Yeah. Way different. Yeah.
Yes.
I'll stick to my water. Thank you.
Well,
Ugh.
all right then. So welcome back here in the studio. So we still have more and more news coming in. So we actually now have Pontius Pilate himself.
Yes.
So Mr. Pilate there. So we are trying to find out what happened to the body of this man named Jesus.
I want you to know.
Well, now,
what?
some say that he was taken, but many believe that he has risen from the dead, Pilate. What do you know about this man, Jesus?
Well, first, let me say, I don't like to be the last one in line. I'm Pontius Pilate.
I'm sorry. We
we apologize.
had the singer that
I got
we've
better
had
things
her
to do than
booked
be
for a
up
long
here.
time.
You're a busy man.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
and so I just want you to know. I'll tell my story.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
You tell it.
One day, I just brought this man to me, and I didn't know much about him. You'd heard a few rumors that maybe he was, doing a few good things. And all I did know for sure is that all the priests and all the scribes and the Pharisees did not like him. Did not like him at all. And I don't know exactly what he'd done wrong, but so they come to me one day and they said that they brought him and to me, and I said, what do you want me to do with this man? What can I do with him? And so they put him out there and they said, we want you to crucify him. And I said, well, what's he done? Well, we don't like him. You promised us that you would deliver us a prisoner at this time of the year, at the Passover, every year, and we do not. We want Jesus. We want Barabbas. They cried out for Barabbas. And I've had this guy in jail for a long time. I mean, he's a thief and a robber and murderer, and he's just a bad dude.
So this Jesus didn't do anything.
And yeah, I was trying to question him. Don't interrupt me. I'm sorry. I was trying to question him, and he wouldn't say nothing. I ain't never had a witness that wouldn't say nothing.
Right.
I mean, I said, hey, defend yourself here. I can help you out. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't know about him. You know how Jews are. You know, I mean, they caused me a lot of trouble. You know, so I just decided. I said, okay, we'll go with this. And so I told them to take him out there and whoop him, and they whooped him. And they brought him back, and then he was a mess. He was a mess. And I thought, man. And then they kept crying, crucify him, crucify him. And I almost thought I was going to have a riot on my hands. Thought I was going to have a riot on my hands.
Right.
I was telling the guards to get ready and all this. And so what they do, they kept saying, crucify him. They got louder and louder and louder. And I said, what's he done? What has he done to be crucified? What a cruel death. You know, I've crucified a lot of people, but I didn't ever crucify somebody that ain't never done nothing. But I really felt bad, really did. My wife come to me and said she had a dream. I don't think it was a pizza dream. She said that she had like a nightmare, and this man troubled her for me not to have anything to do with him. I thought, man, that's pretty serious stuff. Man, my wife tells me this stuff. So I said, okay, well, let's see what we can do here. So I told the people, are you sure what you want is Barabbas, this thief, this murderer? That's what they kept saying. Give us Barabbas, give us Barabbas. So I didn't have any choice, really. So I went ahead and had him, I told him to go ahead and crucify him. And he was so weak he couldn't even get the cross up the hill. I mean, he was very, very weak already, almost dead. And so I took my wife's advice and I washed my hands. I washed my hands of this, and I still can't seem to get my hands clean. I'm always wringing my hands. I don't know why, but I just felt so bad for this man. But they crucified him, and it was the Jews. I had nothing to do with it. I just want you all to know. I think he's still in the grave. I had that grave guarded. I had that tomb guarded, and I don't think he's alive. I think he's still in there. Somewhere.
So what you're saying
you got
is
a body snatcher.
Right. So what you're saying is that the only way all this happened, that he was crucified, was because the crowd chose him, not you.
That's right. The crowd did not like him. First of the week, they loved him. But, man, the end of the week, they didn't like him at all. I mean, it just got bad. They told me I heard all kinds of stories. But I'm telling you, I seen him die. This man could not be alive because his body was just terrible. It was tore up terrible. So they put him into him. So somebody's had to steal him or something. I got guards up there, and I don't know what happened to him. I haven't seen him, but hey. So it's all on them. It's all on them. Now, can I go back to my supper or breakfast?
Yes, Pilot. Thank you for coming. It's been a pleasure.
Next time I come, I don't want to be last.
Okay, we'll make sure. You're second to last.
Are you making heads?
Third to last, something like that. You're not going to crucify me. It's about.
Are you making heads or tails of this?
I just can't get it. He's something else. That Pilot.
Oh, I know.
Jeez.
He listens to his wife.
Okay, so yeah, that's probably what it was. She had bad dreams.
So I just don't understand.
I know. So let's get this straight.
Right.
So this man named Jesus was crucified Crucified, I tell you, crucified.
Yeah.
There, he said he was beat till,
Near death,
Yeah. Crucified on the cross and buried in a borrowed tomb. Can you imagine borrowing a tomb?
Hold on, Rebecca. So
Okay.
we're getting something breaking now. Okay, we're actually going to take it over to Sarah now. So she's still alive at the tomb. Sarah, what's going on? Are you there?
Yes, I am so sorry to all who are watching, but I have just been informed that the man who was placed in this tomb has been found.
He's alive! He's alive! He's alive!
Sir, can you tell us what's going on?
Yes, he's alive. Jesus, he is risen just like he said he would.
Gates and doors were barred and all the windows fastened down. I spent the night in sleeplessness and rose at every sound, half in hopeless sorrow and half in fear the day would find the soldiers breaking through to drag us all away. Just before the sunrise I heard something at the wall. The gates began to rattle and a voice began to call. I hurried to the window looking down into the street, expecting swords and torches and sounds of soldiers' feet. But there was no one there but Mary, so I went down and let her in. John stood there beside me as she told me where she'd been. She said they moved him in the night and none of us know where. The stone's been rolled away and now his body is in there. We both ran for the garden, then John ran on ahead. We found the stone an empty tomb the way that Mary said. But the winding sheet they wrapped him in was just an empty shell. And how where they've taken him was more than I could tell. Something strange had happened there, just what I did not know. John believed a miracle, but I just turned to go. Circumstance and speculation couldn't lift me very high, 'cause I'd seen them crucify him, and then I saw him die. Back inside the house again, the guilt and anguish came, and everything I promised him just added to my shame. When at last it came to choices, I denied I knew his name. Even if he was alive, it wouldn't be the same. But suddenly the air was filled with a strange and sweet perfume. Light that came from everywhere drove shadows from the room. And Jesus stood before me with his arms held open wide. And I fell down on my knees and I just clung to him and cried. Then he raised me to my feet, and as I looked into his eyes, love was shining out from him like sunlight from the sky. Guilt and my confusion disappeared in sweet release. And every fear I ever had melted into peace. He's alive, he's alive, he's alive, and I'm forgiven. Heaven's gates are open wide. He's alive, he's alive, he's alive, and I'm forgiven. Heaven's gates are open wide. He's alive, he's alive, he's alive, he's alive, and I'm forgiven. Heaven's gates are open wide. He's alive, he's alive, he's alive, and I'm forgiven.
Well, folks, you've heard it here first. A man who was crucified and buried has risen. He's alive.